everyone, and welcome to Dear Black Girl Session 5. Thank you for joining us for 5 weeks of informative conversations. Before we get started, please share the broadcast right now. Today is going to be a really good show. We'll be talking about influence and sisterhood. Now please welcome the creator of Dear Black Girl, Cordelia A. Banney.
Thank you, Pay. That was a great introduction. Thank you so much for doing that for us today. Welcome, everyone, to today's show. We have a very special show today. In our first segment, we're chatting with Kalia Love Jones. She is a 14-year-old film director and producer. But before we bring Kalia out, I want to introduce 2 members of the Dear Black Girl Dream Team. I want to introduce Margelle and Caitlin, who will lead this segment. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hello. I know you are looking forward to this interview, and so let's just get started. Have a great show.
Great. We will begin by introducing Kalia Love Jones, an ambitious 14-year-old animation filmmaker who hopes to inspire, empower, and influence others to pursue their dreams despite their challenges. Her first animated short film, The Power of Hope, was inspired by a Michelle Obama speech. The short film tells the inspirational story of a young girl with big dreams, who despite many obstacles goes on to achieve great success. Kalia is a shortlist candidate for Time Magazine's Kid of the Year. She divides her time between school, filmmaking, piano lessons, gymnastics, and district honors band first chair flute. Kalia is an 8-year gymnast who has trained with a former U.S. Olympian. Kalia lives in Los Angeles and has always loved the film industry. Through her work in film and empowerment, Kalia Love Jones is influencing young women to believe that they can achieve greatness through hope.
Welcome to the show, Kalia. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, thank you.
First, tell us a little about yourself. What makes you who you are?
I just love filmmaking and art. I love art and being able to express myself. And sometimes it's like a little scary to put myself out there with because it's a little scary to put myself out there as an artist, but I still love it.
Yeah, that is a great answer.
Tell us about your journey to the power of hope. What sparked that idea, and what steps did you take to bring it into reality?
Well, I've always wanted to make a film, so and when I heard Michelle Obama's speech, I felt so inspired that I thought it was had such a good message that I wanted to send that message out myself. And just the whole process, it was such a huge journey, and it was really fun and a whole experience. And it was just pretty hard because I was running into obstacles. Like, not a lot of people wanted to work with me because I was so young, and not a lot of people were willing to take me seriously.
Yeah, I can understand that.
How did you find the courage and confidence to believe in your dreams? And how did you keep going when you felt like quitting the process?
I just focused on the main goal, and I focusing on the fact that if I could make this film, I could inspire other young girls just like me, and I could leave a positive effect on the world.
Well, you are really strong and brave. Keep following your dreams.
Thank you.
What does influence mean to you, and why is it important? How do you envision that the power of hope animation will influence the world?
I hope that that the power of hope can inspire more diversity in the film industry, because I want to see more people telling their own stories. I want to see more diversity both on screen and behind the scenes. And I hope I can inspire other young filmmakers, like other young aspiring filmmakers like me, to follow their dreams.
As a director, what skills did you need to build or refine to do your job? What other roles did you have in creating this film?
I directed and produced the film. To direct, you just need to have like confidence in your ability and be confident in like telling people, be confident in your vision, and having people work with you, and just being organized. That's how you can direct.
Yeah, that is great.
What advice would you give to a young girl who has big dreams but is really shy?
I have some advice that I would give is, no matter what is getting in your way, just be hopeful. You can still, no matter what obstacles are getting in your way, you can overcome them and reach your goals no matter what. There's always some ways to reach your goals. No.
I think you've really overcome that mountain that you claimed to like have while you were pursuing your dreams. Our final question for you is, what are you looking forward to accomplishing next?
I hope in the future I'll be able to make more films. I definitely want to stick with filmmaking, and I hope I'll be able to continue being inspiring to other young people, and I hope one day I'll be able to own my own studio.
Big dreams and achievable.
Thank you for this excellent interview, Kalia. We are inspired by your passion and pursuit of purpose. Keep up the good work and continue in your call to influence people towards hope.
Thank you.
Gail has been my best friend since we were 21 and 22. The reason why our friendship is so great is because Gail has always wanted, and I've always wanted the best for her. She's always wanted the best for me.
Yeah, I've never wanted to be Oprah.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to be me?
I never wanted to be you. But the other thing is, whenever I, like when I made new friends, and Gail would like, oh, I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah.
So Gail is the kind of friend who is secure enough in the friendship. I'm the kind of friend who's secure enough in the friendship that if she wanted to bring another friend in, neither of us thinks, oh, that means I have to move out.
Yeah.
I always use the example of, once I was, I used to be driven around in limousines. Now nobody uses limousines anymore. One time something happened and the limousine broke down. And that's who your friends are. But people who will ride on your bus when the limo breaks down, who's gonna be with you when they say, oh, it's okay if we don't have the limousine?
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for that great interview. Kalia, Caitlin, Margell, you did an excellent job. I am so excited about this next segment. This next segment is about sisterhood and friendship, and they are things that I hold near and dear to my heart. When I was 4 years old, my mother and I, during one of the most challenging times of our lives, we were embraced by 5 women who surrounded us. They housed us, they empowered us, they equipped us to become the women that we are today. Those 5 women were friends, right? But they have become my aunts. I call them Auntie Ata, Auntie Susie, Auntie Doris, Auntie Akriye Friye, Auntie Grace. They were my first masterclass in friendship. Many people say that a little girl's first love is her father or sometimes her mother. My first love was sisterhood, because these women took me and my mother in at the most vulnerable time in our lives, and they sacrificed their space, they sacrificed their comfort, their finances, their ease so that we could become. And so when we talk about sisterhood, I am passionate about it. Those 5 women and my mom have been friends for more like sisters, actually, for more than 30 years. Their sisterhood is so potent. The fruit of it is generational. And for that reason, I am deliberate about friendship. I am hardwired to protect sisterhood, and anyone who knows me as a friend knows me as a sister. When I met our next guest, I saw the miracle that I experienced as a 4-year-old within their relationship. And I have had them come to this session to talk to my beautiful girls because their dynamic as friends is so beautiful. It is rich. But before I bring them out, I want to bring out Morgan, who will be leading this segment. Welcome to the segment, Morgan.
Hi, Coco.
Now let's introduce Homegirls Confidential. Homegirls Confidential is a group of childhood friends, Natasha, Tiki, Shamika, and Lexine. Hey girls! With over 20 years of friendship. The purpose of Homegirls Confidential is to share with others the impact and strength of healthy friendships and how it facilitates growth in our personal and professional lives. Their mission is to promote authentic sisterhood and the benefits of cultivating long-term relationships. Establishing this core relationship has proven to be vital in their own growth as women, as mothers, as wives, and as professionals. So please welcome these powerhouse ladies. Enjoy your session, Morgan.
Thank you, Coco. Welcome, ladies. What a joy to have you all with us today. Coco speaks very highly of you all. Miss Shamika, Miss Tacha, let's start with you guys. What is your version of how you four ladies met? Miss Shamika, you can go first, then Miss Tacha.
Hi, Morgan. It's a pleasure to meet you. So first, I would like to say that we met because I think I was the center of blending all of the girls together. I knew Tiki, she was my church friend when I was younger. And these are my childhood friends from middle school. And because I had such a great, dynamic relationship with this friendship and this friendship, I decided to merge the two, and we've been inseparable since, Morgan.
Miss Tacha, the same. What is your version of how you four ladies met?
Hi, Morgan. Thank you again for having us. It is definitely a pleasure to be here. But just like Shamika said, she kind of brought us all together. And I think throughout the years, we've been able to build our sisterhood. And after 20 years of being friends, we've been with each other through so many different various experiences. That's what I'm looking for. Stages and experiences in life that we've all supported each other, have been there for each other, and just been the backbone of each other when we needed each other the most. Bringing us to the place that we are now, we've had so many people just come to us asking us how and what have you guys done? What's the secret behind your friendship? And with that, we've cultivated Homegirls Confidential, and here we are today.
That was amazing because I love what you said about the backbone of the friendship because you always need someone to support you, and that's what friends are for. That's also what family's for, but that's something great for friends to have. And when I grow up, or even now, I'd love to have a friendship like you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Morgan.
Miss Lexi, how would you define friendship?
Hi, Morgan. Like everyone said, thank you for having us on here. It's a pleasure meeting you. I would describe friendship as pretty much a bond between two or more people, or a relationship that's, mutual, where you and I get the same things from it. I think that it's a bond between the two or more people in that type of relationship.
A mutual bond. That's exactly what I think of friendship.
Right?
Because it's something that you have to keep inside not just one heart, but also the other, no matter how many in the relationship.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
Miss Tacha, tell us about your obstacles that you faced in your friendship and how you overcame them.
You know what, Morgan? We all go through things in life, and one of the things that we've been able to experience together is hardship and areas of celebratory. So one of the things that we never shy away from and we never hide is that we've had struggles. And I think one of the biggest things that we've been able to do is respect one another. Always remember at the core of us, there's love, and that we all make mistakes, and offering each other grace. As long as, and we talk about this all the time, as long as the act wasn't intentionally to hurt one another, if we did something by accident or didn't mean it in any malicious way, We have to offer forgiveness to one another and just move forward in love. It happens, but I think one of the biggest things that we've been able to do is grow from all of those experiences that we've had and just become better women and better friends and sisters to one another.
Yes.
That was so powerful, especially for the fact that you said that you cannot shy away from differences, flaws, and mistakes because they help you grow.
Yep.
Yes.
And actually, I have a page, and I called it Morgan's Motivational Minute. And that's what today's minute was about.
Oh,
Wow.
really? I gotta write it down. I'll be following you, Morgan.
And not shying that away. Miss Tiki, what if someone that I thought was my friend, but they talk about me or leave me out? How do I handle that? I actually need that personally.
Wow.
Hi, Morgan. So nice to meet you. We're very happy to be here with you. So, how do you handle when someone is talking about you? Well, I think Tasha actually said something that was very important. Um, Intention is important, right? And so, if you're around somebody who doesn't make you feel good as a person, um, I think those things are important to pick up. Now, it's human nature for people to make mistakes and to mess up, and so grace is important. Um, and forgiveness is a really important thing. But if somebody is constantly making you feel small and making you feel bad about yourself and they're constantly talking about you, then it may be time to separate. There are seasons, there are friendships that are here for seasons, and then you have friendships that are here for your lifetime. And so you just have to learn how to separate the two and to navigate and to discern.
That was amazing because you said that you have to have the right intention.
That's
And
right.
intention is something good that you need to have because if it's a bad intention purposely,
Right.
that's your fault. But it's like you said, it's in the human nature to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Mika, I'd like to ask you the exact same question. What if someone I thought was my friend, but then they talk about me or they leave me out of things? So how do I handle that in your perspective?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that, Morgan?
If someone I thought was my friend talked about me or left me out, how do I handle that in your perspective?
Well, Morgan, I feel like even at our age, we've been there. We've walked in your shoes where we felt that there were people that were a part of our tribe, a part of our sisterhood, was rooting for us, and we later found out that they were not. As hurtful as that may be, you have to take it as a lesson, and you have to just jot it down because it's those mistakes and those painful moments in our lives are a part of our journey, and so you take from it and you just know, okay, I know where to place you in this friend category. You may just be an acquaintance. You may be someone that I just say hi and bye to and I pass you in the hallway. But I may not share my deepest secrets with you. I may not allow you to come to my house or anything like that. But you just know how to protect your space. Your space is sacred. Your energy is sacred. So just be mindful of who you're allowing into your space because not everyone has the privilege to be in your space.
That was an awesome response, and I take it from that view that you take your mistakes, your journey, and you put it on that notepad that you have of your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was such a great reference when you said that you're going to walk in someone else's shoes.
Yes.
You always have to know. And like you said, you have to protect your space.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to go to Miss Tacha. What are different levels of friendship? For example, who do you call a friend and who's just an acquaintance? How do you determine the levels?
Well, one of the things that we learn throughout our lives are that everyone and everything is not forever, right? One of the things with friendship is, I think one of the girls said it, there's a reason and season for everything. Not every friendship is going to last forever. So how do you determine? I think it's what you're able to get from that friendship or that individual to determine whether this person is your friend or an acquaintance. What value does that person bring to you? will determine whether the person is a friend or an acquaintance, and vice versa. If it's reciprocated in terms of the support, the value, the love, the respect, is it mutual? That's when you determine whether the person is your friend or your acquaintance. Now, your acquaintance can be like at our age, it could be somebody that we work with. Yes, we talk to them at work, we hang out with them at lunch, but they don't come to your house and things of that nature. That's an acquaintance. But if somebody that you build something with, where you have been through things with, has been there to support you, has been your, in layman's terms, your ride or die person, that is somebody who's your friend, who's been able to bring value, love, and respect and support to your life.
That was, wow. I was just in awe of your because you said that there has to be a mutual respect, a mutual value, mutual support, a mutual love, so that both halves, or if there's more than one half of the relationship, are mutual in the feeling. Now, next, I'd like to ask Miss Lexi. I have heard women say that they don't have or like their female friends. What does that mean? How can they resolve that?
I've heard that too, Morgan. And, I can see why. A lot of times women are known for being catty or talkative or chatty. Don't be fooled. It goes both ways, though. I'm going to let you know that now.
The catty ears.
Exactly. But, we do have the tendency to be a little more talkative than, our male counterparts. So I can see how that can be. But I would say it's still okay to be, talkative as long as you're doing it the right way. Friendship with women is not easy because we all have hormones, emotions, feel, and it's just about being able to navigate the space and being able to try to understand the other person, understand where they're coming from, try to determine whether or not this person is going to be a friend or even an acquaintance.
Right.
You have to kind of see where your mutual respect lies, where your relationship will go. I think you can assess those things after, throughout time, and see how it goes from there.
That was powerful. You guys are really powerhouse ladies. I'd like to go on to Tiki. Our mentor Coco has said that sometimes a friendship breakup is harder than a breakup with a boy, which I definitely have not been through, and I probably won't till 20 because of that limits. But how do you overcome a lost friendship?
How do you overcome a lost friendship? I would say I definitely agree that a friendship can be harder than a romantic breakup, because you have those friends that you share all your secrets with, you go shopping with, so yeah, it's tough, but I would say you have to realize your worth, and say that, okay, I've seen a pattern with this person. They don't deserve my energy, my love, my time, my investment. And so now it's time to go. And so a way to move on from that is to lean in to those who are there for you, right, who are good friends to you. We've had situations like that, but I know that these ladies are my real friends, so as bad as it has hurt to break up with some friends, I just lean into my good friendships, and eventually the time will heal the wound.
Time will heal the wound. That is something that I've heard a lot, because if you have a friend and you've melted away, time is always going to heal the wound if you try with it.
Yeah.
Now, this next question is for all of you. What has been the best part of your friendship together if you had to sum it up in one word? We'll go Miss Shamika, then Miss Tatcha, then Miss Lexi, then Miss Tiki.
One word.
One word.
Wow. Wow, Morgan, you're making it tough. I would say loyalty. We have stuck with each other through quite a bit. We've been through a lot, ups and downs, and when you've been friends with someone for over 20 years, you can imagine the things that we've seen and the things that we've experienced with each other. And through it all, through the thick and the thin, we still maintain this friendship. I don't have to worry about my deepest, darkest secrets being exposed. I've never heard anything, even when we've been on the outs.
Right.
So, you know, these girls have been so loyal and loving to me. That's 2 words. I'm sorry. Loyalty. That's it. Loyalty.
My word is going to be, wow, it's so hard to.
Yes.
But I said this word the other day, so I'm just gonna go with it. Laughter. Yes. And I know that seems a little like trivial, not so deep. But I think one of the things about us is if you hang out with us, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. And it's good for the soul. People say it all the time, but laughter is good for the soul. And when things are rough, we've been through some tough times, as Shamika has said, highs and lows in our friendship and personally, where whatever happens to me happens to them, whatever happens to them happens to me. So one of the things that's been that has helped us is just laughing, not laughing at any particular situation, but making each other laugh and just, being able to find that joy at the end of it all.
Good for the heart and soul.
Yep.
Yes. Morgan.
Go ahead, Morgan. After hearing these girls speak, I think that the word that comes to mind for me is growth.
Yes.
It kind of encompasses, the laughter and also the loyalty. And we're kind of just looking back from, like we said, it's been over 20 years of friendship. So seeing where we started until where we are now, we've grown in so many ways, in the way that we joke, in the way that our loyalty is, our bond is stronger. Right. We're able to navigate things a little better. Like you said, choosing friendships, knowing who to keep in and who to leave out, It's all just a part of the growth journey. So growth is the word that I would say comes to mind. I think that, it's very important that in a good friendship, you'll be able to see a growth pattern in a positive way.
You always have to have room to grow.
Exactly.
That's right. So my word is consistency.
Yeah.
These ladies have been consistent in my life, through ups, through downs, through celebrations, through hard times, we continue to show up for each other. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's really important when, you asked about friendships and acquaintances, like you have those people who will show up in a text message and say, oh, my condolences, Right. But then you have people who's going to come over to your house with the food in their hand and the tissue, and they're expressing, how much, they're expressing their condolences.
Right.
So for me, it's consistency. These ladies have been consistent. They have consistently shown up. Yeah. And so that's my word.
My parents always tell me to be consistent. They always tell me to be consistent because if you do something good one day, if you don't continue it on, it really doesn't mean that much.
That's right.
Next, I'm going to go to Miss Lexi. What can you tell young girls who are having a hard time with friendship right now? What can you say about frenemies? That I personally need.
Frenemies.
For in a friend.
That's a hard thing to even discover because most times you think this person is your friend and it's hard to determine why would this person want to do this to me, So I think Shamika was saying earlier today that you have to look at intention. You have to see, Tiki, I think mentioned, how many times is this occurring? You want to make sure that it's not something that's, purposeful or something that's happening more than once. You have to see, you kind of use your discretion. You go with your gut feeling. If you feel in your heart that this person is being malicious intentionally, you have to start to separate yourself. And I think you spoke earlier about having acquaintances and then having friends. That friend of me, we're going to put them in a separate category. They're not a friend anymore. They can go into acquaintance. Or guess what? You don't have to keep in touch with everyone, Morgan. No. You can put them right to the side and you say, you know what? You have your blessed life. I wish you well. I wish you the best in life, but then, they're just not good for you right now. Not saying that you can't rekindle it later, but right now, maybe they're not best in your life. You want people that are going to be rooting you on and cheering you on, and that they have loyalty, that you'll be able to grow with them, that you'll be able to laugh with them, that they'll be consistent, I'm tying it all in. You see that, Morgan? I tied it all in.
I really need to jot that down because I sometimes have trouble with that kind of stuff. And I really needed that in my brain, and you summed it up perfectly for me to understand. Next, for Miss Tatcha and Miss Tiki, how has your squad helped achieve your goals? Miss Tatcha, you can go first, then Miss Tiki.
Morgan, I think we all have like inner things that we're working on that we want to do. I think one of the things with us is that we've been able to help each other identify our strength and figure out where we can just exude our passion, exude our strength, and build our strength. Especially for me, one of the things with me was trying to navigate what it is that I'm good at, what it is that I enjoy. I think I was maybe one of the last ones to figure it all out. And I think for me, it's the support and the push of my squad to really, really let me know, Tosh, this is you, this is your area, and kind of push me towards it. Even though, people want to say, oh, I want to wait. Sometimes you shouldn't wait. And you need somebody that's going to nudge you a little bit. Yeah. And that's what my squad has done for me. And been there every step of the way, supporting me, offering me advice, just being a listening ear and being able to look at stuff and just give me their honest feedback. The support and the nudge from my squad has been just really, really helpful to me, and just digging deep to figure out what my passion is.
That was amazing. I just know that if you're a good listener, you're a good speaker. So in a friendship, it's very good to have a listening ear,
right?
So that you know other people's voice and opinion.
Absolutely. Right.
So for me, how my squad has helped me achieve my goals, I'm trying to think of just one. There's so many, I can make reference to my business. I started my own business. I have a floral and event design company called Posh More Lux Designs, shameless plug. And my friends have literally shown up to help me achieve goals in events. Like they'll call me. I may seem overwhelmed. They're pulling up, literally, like, hey, you need help. Not one of them will come in. They're all coming,
Setting up.
Setting up, delivering flowers, like everything. So again, it's in how your people show up for you, right? And they show up.
Yep.
Friends show up, exactly, because I've had that happen to me because I like making businesses. I like toying with things I'm good at. So once I used to have a bracelet business.
Okay.
I used to make it homemade out of looms, and sometimes my mom would buy me metal and beads.
Okay.
Wow. I used to sit on the porch, and I'd invite my friends to come over and help me make bracelets, and then I'd sell them with them.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling to have help in a business.
Yes.
Exactly.
Miss Shamika, how has your friendship evolved since you first met 20 years ago, now that some of you are wives and mothers?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, Morgan, that's a deep one. Oh, wow. How have we? Okay, well, first, I would say we've matured a lot.
Yeah.
We were little kids when we were friends, so I've been friends collectively with these girls since I was 12 and 13.
Right.
And now we're now we're seasoned.
Yeah.
Up there.
Appreciate now about ourselves is that some of the things that we had that we did not really respect or like when we were kids, like I'm a talkative, I'm the bossy one. When I was younger, like I was always in everybody's business, like you need to but now that complements the group that I'm able to go in and say, hey, you guys need to talk, and and then say with our general, she keeps us like this. When you're younger, you're like, you're not my mother, you're not gonna but we appreciate that trait. Now with our, what's your name? The great defender, the one that, when you're younger, she was the sensitive one, but we need the sensitive one to kind of bring everything together to say, hey guys, let's think about this. Let's show more love. Let's have grace towards each other. Then we have the great negotiator. Then we were like, okay, we didn't like that trait, Lexine is able to get in and out of things, but her advice, and everybody goes to Lexine for her advice. So we've learned to appreciate the traits that we did not like as kids. Now as women, we're like, I need a piece of this, I need a piece of that. I'll take a little bit of yours too. So I think our maturity and our appreciation for each other has grown over the 20 years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love what you said because everybody has a key role. And I'm with a group of 4, sometimes 5 of friends, and we all have our key role. Like one of us, she's the nicest. She's like, all she does when we get into arguments is like, okay, we can separate that.
You need that.
Me, I'm probably the bossy one because because people, when they don't listen to me, I get a little frustrated. So I like to give suggestions. And now I'm on to my final question, which I'm very sad that's our last question. But you wrote a Dear Black Girl to your younger self at 9, like my age. What is one sentence that would definitely be in that letter? First, we'll go Miss Shamika, then Miss Tatcha, then Miss Lexi, then Miss Tiki.
I would say, dear Black girl, embrace your uniqueness. And why I would say that is because we live in a world that they don't portray and they don't show good images of Black and brown women. So, embrace your gap, embrace your dark skin, embrace your light skin, embrace your plumpness, embrace everything about you that the world, embrace your kinks, your big hair, everything that the world tells you is not good enough. Own that, walk in that, and own your uniqueness.
Good one. I would say, dear Black girl, right? You are more than enough. You are more than enough. We live in a world that tells you that you need a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Only if you were this, only if you were that. If you were short, if you were tall, if you were bigger, if you were smaller, if you were lighter, if you're darker. So it's all of that. And as a young girl myself, I wasn't confident in who I was. And that's what I would tell my 9-year-old self. That's what I tell my daughter. And that's what I want all the Black girls out there to know. You are more than enough. Don't ever second guess that. Whatever you are and whatever you bring to the table, you are more than enough.
God made you that way for a reason. Embrace it.
That's right, Morgan. That's right. I would say, dear Black girl, go with your gut. Go with your instinct. How many times have we had an idea or had something that we wanted to do, and people made you feel like it was stupid or that it wasn't as good, and then someone else with the same idea go ahead and does it, and it's the huge best thing ever. Right. So I would say go with your gut, not only just with ideas, but with your feelings. If you, like you were saying before, Morgan, about you didn't feel like the way you were feeling about your friend or the way they were treating you was good. Go with your gut. Don't wait until things get worse. If you feel like you need to separate yourself from people, separate yourself. You can always bring it back together and assess later.
Take your time.
You just trust your feelings, because if you have a feeling that you're going somewhere with your friends and you're like, no, I shouldn't go. Right. I don't feel like this is right. Trust that gut instinct. It's there for a reason. And I would say that it 9 times out of 10, it won't steer you wrong. You have to learn to trust yourself, trust you enough to be able to go with that feeling, because all these people are making you feel, a certain way about it, but yet they'll be the first people to take your idea, to take you the wrong direction. Right. So, protect yourself, protect your head space, your physical space,
your anointing. We know God.
Exactly. And just go with your gut, with your spirit, with your emotion.
My mom always tells me, stay with your first instinct. Like if you're on a test and you don't go with your first instinct, this has happened to me before. Yep. I don't go with my first instinct. I second guess myself. Right. And you get it wrong. Right. You always have to follow your first instinct because it's so important to your spirit.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying, Morgan.
Preach,
you got it.
So I would say, dear Black girl, this won't last always. A lot of times we find ourselves in situations where it's like it feels like this is the end of the earth. Like you're hurt, you're down, somebody hurt your feelings, you know, especially at such a young age. You feel like, oh God, I'm never going to get out of this. But realize that it won't last always. You know, there are so many situations that I found myself in, you know, little girl or a teenager or last week. That, you know, it won't last always. Like, and we all know God here, so all things work together, you know. So we have to realize that and don't make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. That's important when you're younger, especially, and you're in like an exploratory age, you're still discovering yourself. Realize a lot of people haven't even learned how to be good friends yet.
No, we're still learning. We're still learning every day.
And so it won't last always. So just be careful of the decisions you make and realize that it won't last always.
I love what you said because nothing will actually last always. No matter if it's good or bad, everything is going to be temporary. But those feelings that you have, those ones that you know are indefinite, you know that you should follow them. Like you guys said before, you should always follow your first instinct. And I'd like to thank you guys so much for this rich wisdom about friendship and sisterhood. We have learned so much today.
We want to thank
you,
Morgan.
Can we say something to you, Morgan? Can we say something to you? You are so powerful. You are so anointed.
Amazing.
Walk in this gift that you have. Amazing. You are going to be a powerhouse. You are a powerhouse now. We wish we were you then.
Right.
We wish we were you now. We want to be you now, but that's too late. But you have so much wisdom to impart to your generation, and you are going to be a powerhouse for your generation. And we can't wait to watch you.
Yep. Great job.
Thank you so much for having us.
Whoa. Whoa. Woo. I was in backstage and I almost cried because this is so beautiful. I am anti-Black women can't get along because we do. And we can. That is a narrative that we are changing. It is not the truth. No. There are some circumstances where Black women can't get along, but for the most part, we love each other. Everything that we do is a reflection of one another. And so, ladies, I want to thank you for just being really a reflection of who we are. Powerhouses in your own right. Every single one of you have been articulate and eloquent in your speech and in your advice. Morgan, girl, if you weren't my goddaughter, I would adopt you. Like, you did an exceptional job. You are becoming a stronger and stronger conversationalist, and I am so proud of you. Continue to pursue people who see you, who see the greatness in you, the bigness of you, and celebrate that. The girls who see you and let you shine your light, those are your friends. And anyone else that asks you to dim your light or that you feel like you have to shrink in front of,
stay away.
And this is to Morgan, but all my dear Black girls listening, anyone that you are around that you feel like you need to shrink when you are around them, they are not your people.
Nope.
There are people, like Tiki said, who when you start a business will show up and will invest in it, not just money, but time and energy. Yep. There are people who, when you become a mother, will show up. There are people who, when you're getting your degree, like Lexi, will show up. Shamika, if I understand, has moved to a whole nother state and they still show up. And so you will find your tribe. You just have to not settle and keep looking. I am so proud of you, Morgan. Ladies, thank you for being with us. If people want to find you, if they want you to do workshops or come speak or teach, where can they find you?
Homegirls Confidential on Instagram.
Absolutely. And our email is attached to that also. So please reach out.
homegirlsconfidential@gmail.com. We are in the process of growing our brand. So look out for the many projects that we're working on in spite of COVID.
Yes.
But our podcast is coming shortly. So we look
forward to really conversing and building this brand and building our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. So before we end,
We're so grateful for this.
I love you girls. I love you. Before we end today's show, we want to bring out the next Dream Team member. We want to welcome Zuri.
Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's session as much as I did. I have been inspired to use my influence to empower other people and to be intentional about the way I choose and maintain my friendships. I'm worth good friends and I will be a good friend. We will have another giveaway today. We are giving away a Bailey nail box and a Dear Black Girl t-shirt. Today's winner is McKenna Turner. Congratulations, McKenna. We will wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. We will not have a session next Sunday, but we'll be back on December 6th to talk about beauty standards. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a wonderful day. Bye.